Alright, hello again, gun tubers. Today I thought I would do a video on the Springfield Echelon. I got this one recently and took it to the range, and very impressed with this gun. This thing shoots really good. Really have nothing bad to say about it. It performed 100%, no malfunctions. If you saw the video I posted, I think last week, a short video of us shooting this over at the range. First of all, let me say the gun's accurate. Okay, when we were shooting it over there, there was a lot of misses that we did when we were shooting the steel, but I had only bore sighted this gun. All the guns that I took with me last time on the range trip had only been bore sighted. They had not been fine tuned, which is something I need to take the time to do, but I just haven't done it. I bore sighted it, took them over there, they were close enough. And I figured that you probably want to hear the bullets hit the dirt instead of the steel anyway, to get an idea of how they sound with the suppressors. I know that shooting steel with a suppressor is kind of deceiving. Well, on camera anyway, it's going to be deceiving because the camera is not going to really show what it really sounds like. But you kind of get a better idea if I'm not hitting steel. I understand that. But anyway, it shot good. I really have no complaints about it. The only thing, if you saw the other video, you'll notice that I had just a regular RMR on here, 06. That's the only drawback that I found to it, was that the standard RMR height, when you're looking down the sights, it does co-witness okay. There's no problem with that, but the optic sits right on top of the slide, so it sits down, and to me, when you went to present the gun, you really didn't have a lot of window there. It just needed, I know, again, I kind of favor the SROs because I like the SRO optic, because it just gives you a very, very good window, especially for shooting steel, just target shooting and stuff. So that armor that I had on there, you know, it did okay, but you might as well just be using iron sights as far as I'm concerned, because basically when you presented it, your dot was right on your irons. You didn't have a lot of room to deviate, or, you know, I just don't think the acquisition was going to be as fast with the smaller armor on there. So I put an SRO on it. Haven't taken it to the range with SRO on there, but I'm sure that this is going to be much better with this on here, shooting steel. The only other thing that I really did to the gun was I got a Hogue grip. Again, I'm fond of the rubber finger groove grips. I love the rubber finger groove grips. And it just feels, it makes the gun a lot fatter. I've got pretty big hands, and it just fattens the grip up. Gives a little meat to the grip with the finger grooves. It just feels, to me, 100% better. This gun feels so much better to me with this grip on there than the fact, there's nothing really wrong with the factory grip and the texture. It's got like the sandpaper, skateboard tape type, you know, texture to it, which is fine. It does not have finger grooves or nothing, so it's just kind of a generic, you know, polymer type grip. Nothing to write home about. But the Hogues, when you put them on there, man, it's just night and day difference. I love the way it feels. And this grip is actually for a CZ P10 is what this grip is made for. The CZ P10 grip, I've used them on a couple of different guns now. There's kind of a large Hogue grip, so you can trim it a little bit on the bottom, which on this one, I'll get a little B-roll on here and show you that I did trim this grip just a little bit on the bottom. You can't even tell it. But again, it's the CZ P10. I'll get a better B-roll of that. The CZ P10 Hogue handle grip fits it perfect. The only other modification that I did was I got the Patriot CNC magwell and the base plates. Again, Springfield's getting kind of a bad rap about the base plates. Kind of like they got a bad rap about the Prodigy Maybe they kind of deserved it a little more on the Prodigy. I didn't really think it was that big of a deal because it was an easy fix on the Prodigy. And on this problem that they're having on the Echelon, they're getting a bad rap about the magazine base plates popping off. There's been all kinds of craziness going around on the internet about, you know, that. Turns out it was just that a batch of them coming out of the factory got assembled incorrectly, so they would pop off. If you put them together, just get the pieces, put them back together correctly, no problem. They're fine. I checked mine when I got them. They were assembled correctly, and there was no chance of them popping off like what you might see out there on some other videos. But anyway, I went ahead and bought the aluminum CNC base plates from Patriot CNC along with when I bought the magwell. I got a couple of standard plus zeros, and then I got a plus 2, and I think they make a plus 4 also. But they just kind of finished the gun off very nicely. I like the magwell, especially with the grip. And I'll get some B-roll here and show you how I trim this Hogue grip. It turned out very good. I mean, it looks like it's made that way. And I might just get this thing back to the range and try it with the SRO on there. I think it's going to be a lot better. And also, I need to take it and fine-tune it, really zero it in. It's still just bore-sided, but I mean, it was doing okay. So I shot it suppressed and unsuppressed using, I only took 124 grain ammo with me. It did fine. You know, was slightly louder than if I was shooting 147s. I'll take some 147 grain next time just to test this out to make sure. I should have took a few just to make sure that it cycled. I'm sure it will. I'm sure that would not be a problem. But with 124 grain ammo, unsuppressed and suppressed, you know, no malfunctions. It performed flawless. And once I get it zeroed in, it's going to be an accurate pistol. I have no doubt. Because we were missing consistently in the same place we were hitting. But like I said, I figured I would just go ahead and just shoot the dirt a little bit. That way I know that everybody really wants to hear it without me hitting the steel plates. They want to hear what it sounds like suppressed with no impact noise from the target. So I'm blaming it on that anyway. Okay, you can take my word for it. It does have a decent trigger. I mean, it's, you know, your standard, better than a Glock, I would say. But, you know, it's got a little bit of take up there. Quite a bit of take up, but once you hit the wall there, you know, it's not bad. It's not a bad trigger. Nothing to write home about, but, you know, I felt worse than this for sure. It's not that bad. The slide's got some good serrations on it, on the front and the back. And it's got some very subtle wings back here to help you out, like if you're charging from the back of the gun. It gives you a little something to, you know, hold on to there. I normally charge, I'm always a front charger. You know, I always grab it from the front of the gun normally. Just kind of put my palm, rest it kind of on the top of the optic to give me a little bit of stability, but, you know, normally when I'm racking it, I'm up here like that. And it does very good for that because it's got like little wings right here too, just milled into the slide. And so it's real easy to rack with the real positive serrations that it has. So it comes with your standard Springfield box with the little bag, lock, 2 magazines, and they give you, you know, a couple of the base plates, the +2 base plates, and a couple of the +0 base plates. Some back straps and stuff, you know, for changing the back strap if you want to do that. Loader. And just your typical loadout from Springfield. It's, you know, nice little package. But anyway, that was my thoughts on the Springfield Armory Echelon. would recommend it. We'll see you in the next one.